as we keep moving along. Years pass, the answers have changed as we keep moving along. So we'll begin our journey with a medley of Arise My Love, Ani Ma'amin, and Dodili. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. dreams, and the youth shall see visions. And the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hope shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us love. Childhood was for fantasies, for nursery rhymes and toys. The world was much too busy to understand small girls and boys. As I grew up, I came to learn that life was not a game, that heroes were just people that we called another name. And the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hope shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us life. Now I'm grown, the years have passed, I've come to understand the choices to be made, and my life's at my command. I cannot have a future till I embrace my past. I promise to pursue the challenge, time is going fast. And the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions, and our hope shall rise up to the sky. We must live for today, we must build for tomorrow. Give us time, give us strength, give us love. Today's the day we take our stand. The future's ours to hold. Commitments that we make today are dreams from days of old. We'll have to make the way for generations come and go. We'll have to teach them what we've learned, so they will come to know that the old shall dream dreams, and the youth shall see visions,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wonderful to have everybody here joining us and also joining us via YouTube, creating this experience of congregation and community, whether we are here in person together or participating via live stream and in person. It's wonderful that we can celebrate Shabbat together. We're going to begin on page 2 as we invite Pam to light our Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chavlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Yasher koach. Thank you. We'll turn together to page 12 for Lechuna Ranana as we begin our Kabbalat Shabbat service, our service of welcoming Shabbat into our hearts and into our lives.
Lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, l'Adonai. Lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, l'Adonai. Naria, naria, litzui sheinu nekad mafav b'toda. Naria, naria, litzui sheinu Gizmirot na'ira lo. Lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, l'Adonai. Lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, lechuna ranina, l'Adonai.
We turn to page 20 and join in Lecha Dodi as we mystically welcome our Shabbat bride.
Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'ri borecha Hishmianu el hamilchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'li tila Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam lesimcha u'v'tzor Kala yalalai 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 P'nei Shabbat Nekabela.
Please be seated as we continue, page 22, Mizmor Shir, a psalm, a song for Shabbat.
Mizmor Shir liyom haShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Mizmor Shir liyom haShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Lehagid baboker chastecha Ve'emunatecha b'leilot Alei asur v'alei navel Alei higayon bechinor Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai Uzamer l'shimcha elyon Uzamer l'shimcha elyon.
We turn together to page 24, words of welcome, words of peace. And this week, as we have seen the terrible, terrible tragedies in Texas, these words mean so much. That sense of peace, that sense of wholeness, that sense that is so desperately missing for so many families in Uvalde, Texas. And as we think of them and the families who have to pick up and rebuild their lives, we wish them a shalom, a sense of wholeness and completeness. We join together.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn together to page 26. I invite you to rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadah v'yitgadah Shmei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomerchon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, u'v'zman kariv, b'maru, amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olel me'almaya, yitbarach,
ויתברך וישבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא בימרו אמן. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. We turn together to page 30, and you may be seated as we continue with Ma'ariv Aravim, a prayer that thanks God for the mysteries and the beauty of creation. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Ahavat olam made Yisrael. Amechavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem negei yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We rise together as we turn to page 34 for Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated as we continue with Ve'ahavta, page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha Hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 39. Let's join together in the middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא.
מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. We rise together, or no, we don't rise together. We turn together to page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
Page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. And we join in Vishamru, thanking God for allowing us to experience these beautiful moments of Shabbat.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Page 47. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. We rise together for Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Lifnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol hara v'hoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim b'chesed, Mechayei hakol b'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'neheman ata l'hachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, kadoshim b'chol yom yahalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed. And we, clay-touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. And there may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Let's join together at the top of page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Page 61. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace. And give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah Melech Adon Lecha Shalom. Ki atah Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha. Tasim leolam.
We take a few moments for silent prayer, those prayers that are in our hearts, our minds, those private conversations that we might want to have with God.
Yiyu l'ratzon imrefi leheyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri v'gali v'gali.
We turn together to page 253. We think of all those in the world that need a blessing of healing, need that little energy, that extra piece of energy that we can send into the world to help ease their burdens. We think of all of the people who are so terribly affected in Ukraine, and we think especially of those from Uvalde, Texas, whose lives have been irrevocably changed and who have to recreate and reform and reshape their lives into a new reality. Healing is a process. It takes support from all over. So even though we don't know them and they don't know us, our energy goes into the world. And we know that it does make a difference. And in our congregation, we especially mention Jacob Adams, Pat Hanna, Doug Ford, Steve Toddleben, Michael Goldman, Linda Lyons, Merv Weinman, Diane Levy, Joan Rosenthal, Frank Fusaro, Katie Alaya, Renee Goldman, Phil DiFrancesco, Jay Kaler, Debbie Perry, Amy Doherty, Dick Metcalf, Joe Graziano, Jeannie Neibauer, Julie Matthews, Dane Marcinowski, Maggie Lee, Noyak Grinberg, Stacy Mason, Bridget Mueller, Andy Green, and Robin Lewis. If you are joining us via live stream, please, if you'd like to add any name to our list, please add it into our chat box. If you are here in person and would like to add a name, please do so as I look around. We join in our blessing of healing.
Misheberach Avotenu Mekor habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheperach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha, Bechukotai, begins with the words, Im bechukotai telechu, ve'et mitzvotai tishmeru. It's a question. It's a challenge, actually. It says, if you follow my laws, im bechukotai, a chok is a law, and the ending is possessive, so it's me, God. If you follow my laws, telech, to walk, holech. Also, the word where we get the Hebrew word for Jewish laws is halacha. So telechu is part of that word, to walk in the path. So to walk in the path of God's laws. So if you walk in this path, ve'et mitzvotai tishmeru, and my commandments you observe. So the rabbis have an argument about, well, why do we need both of these things? You know, why do you have to walk in following my laws and also the commandments, aren't they the same sort of thing? So of course, in good Jewish tradition, you have people who say, well, laws refer to this, and halacha, the achok is this, and a mitzvah is that. And they split things in different categories. I don't buy it. The commentary that I like, that I found, which I think relates to circumstances that we find ourselves in the world today, says that it's about actions. Im bechukotai telechu is an action. You have to walk, you've got to do. Ve'et mitzvotai tishmeru, and my commandments you have to guard. And it's always this double play between our learning and our protecting and learning and growing and understanding and our doing. And the commentators spend a lot of time on this and say, if you're not going to do, don't even bother learning. They tell a story of what happens with an unborn baby. They say a baby in a womb is filled with all of the knowledge of Torah. And then with their first breath, that knowledge goes away. It's actually how they explain the little dimple we have under our nose. They say the angel gives us a little knock on our lip, and it makes all of the Torah that we learned in utero disappear. Why? Because we have to learn it. Because if we don't learn it, we're never going to do it. And what's the benefit? The benefit is in a few lines down, it says, V'netati shalom ba'aretz. And I, God, will give peace to the land, to the world. The implication being that, of course, if we allow our actions to be informed by the morality, the guidance, the values of Torah, That in and of itself brings peace to the world. Now, just over the last 2 weeks, we've seen 2 horrific attacks in places that could be us, right? Small towns-ish. Buffalo's not a small town, but certainly a close next-door neighbor. And Uvalde, Texas. Small place. And we struggle with understanding how and why. I can assure you your temple leadership struggles with how to protect us as best we can. And we have put lots of things into place to be as careful as we can. But it is mind-boggling that I actually heard an interview with a young man who is a gun law advocate, advocating for appropriate gun laws, who said, "You've all been talking about this longer than I've been alive. Columbine happened 2 years before I was born. And we don't even have to go back to Columbine. We can go back even further than that, of course. And yet we continue to politicize the issues. Instead of telechu, walking in the chukim, in those laws, and shamor, learning and guarding those commandments, we just make it a political thing. And it becomes an argument about left and right instead of right and wrong. I wish I had better words of wisdom. I wish I had magic words that would heal. But we don't. We only have the opportunities that we are presented with to advocate and support those who are willing to stand up for what's right and to walk in those paths and to observe and learn what's right and what we should be doing. Because among the mitzvot, right, among the mitzvot that we are supposed to guard and protect is something we read about just a few moments ago in Tefillah. That's in the Via Hafta. It's our responsibility to teach our kids, to teach them, to nurture them, and let them grow. And make sure that where they go every day is safe. And whatever that takes, that has to be, that should be. I can't imagine any other priority that is more important. So I'm sure that the conversation will continue, and I hope that we will be part of, in whatever way that we can, part of a change for good. So, with that, I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom, a Shabbat of wholeness and peace, of togetherness. Amen. And so we'll turn together to page 282 as we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, lateit gedula leotze bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim Ve'oseh Haaretz, Umoshav Yikarom HaShamayim Imaho, Ushchinatu Zo, V'govhei Meromim, Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efes Uloto, Kakatu b'torato, ve'adata hayom behashevota elevavecha. Hi Adonai hu ha'Elohim, b'shamayim ima'al, v'aretz mitachateinod. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear, but if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those around us. The psalmist said that in his affliction he learned the law of God, and in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silent in their presence and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. And so, even when they are gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. And on this Memorial Day weekend, we remember all those who served our country and who gave the ultimate sacrifice. We remember all those who have perished in violence all over the world in recent time, especially remembering those who died in Buffalo and now in Ulvedi. In our congregation, we are in the period of Shloshim for Patricia Seligson, and we observe Yartzeit for Simon Burstein, Isaac N. Strauss, Sidney Prager, Morris Strauss, Jacob Singer, Robert Halpern, Isidore Levick, Charles Levick, Isaac Rosenthal, Jerome Stone, Max Galinsky, Judah Smith, Merle Saudi, Esther Lucas, Eleanor Rittenberg Mannheim, Joseph S. Silverstein, Seema Lancet Keister, Rabbi Max Kurek, Cornelia Ella Pless, Bertha Wertheimer, and Julia Goldman. If you are here joining us via live stream and you would like to add a name in memory of someone, please add the name into our chat box. If you are here in person and would like to share a name, as I look around, please do so. We turn to page 294 and rise for words of Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chai echon uv'yom echon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam u'lameh amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dikutsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who sends peace to the high and distant heights grant peace for us, for all Israel, for all the world. And together we say, Amen. I'd like to invite Edie Joseph forward to share some congregational announcements. So Edie,
Yes,
this is your last hurrah
Yes,
as
it is.
officially the immediate past president.
yes, that is
And
it.
so we want to thank you for all of your hard work.
Thank you. I'm off the board, just for a little while. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you for that meaningful service, Rabbi, especially in these times. It's very, very tragic. I don't even know you can't make sense of it. But we have a major, major weekend coming up next week, as you can all see. Of course, there's Friday service, Shavuot, and confirmation next Friday night when how many are being confirmed, Rabbi? 5 of our students are going to be confirmed. There is a Saturday morning Torah service in Yitzchak. Sunday, the big day, we have our annual Mitzvah day. There's lots of activities planned. We could really use everyone's help. Everything from going to the cemetery to, I'm sure, making cards or baskets for people in need. And then at 5 p.m., we will be having Havdalah, followed by our annual meeting. All members in good standing are eligible to vote on the election of new officers. I got to wipe the dust off. I've been up here a long time. It's time for me to go.
We'll keep you busy.
I was already asked to do the latke dinner, so that's taken care of. That's it.
Okay.
And hopefully you can get your gardens in this week, plant by the end of Memorial Day. So good luck to all those backyard farmers.
Beginning on next Saturday evening, also will get information when the temple topics arrives. But beginning on Saturday night.
Bobby would like me to mention that the budget will not be in the temple topics, but if you want a chance to review the budget, there's going to be 2 sessions. Is it one live, Bobby?
Yes.
One virtual meeting and one in person, so keep your eyes on the watch for that information. It'll be coming in your mailbox very quickly. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So next Saturday night is Shavuot. And so as part of the Small Synagogue Collaborative, or the URJ, we have joined together with actually synagogues, small and large, to provide a Tikkun Leil Shavuot that begins on Saturday night. So we'd say process of different opportunities of learning that begins Saturday night and goes through Sunday night. And if you want to stay up for a full 24 hours, there is stuff going on throughout the whole night. So, there's just amazing offerings, and that information is on the way. So look out for that too. And so we're going to conclude as appropriately with a song for peace, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru imeru amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. He's coming back.
So Joe, unfortunately, is out with COVID, and so the Kiddush was not exactly set up, but there you are. Let's join together in Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'vratzon hinechilanu. Zikaron lemase bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziad mitzrayim, ki vanu vacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Let's join together in Motzi.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Great speech.
Thank you.